A few years ago, there's this video that went viral where you were asked to count how many times a basketball was being passed between some players. But what most people fail to see while they're busy counting how many times the ball's being passed is that a guy in a monkey suit walks through those players, and most people fail to see it. And this phenomenon is described in this book called The Invisible Gorilla, fascinating book. But every once in a while, I perform this little trick that helps communicate this idea of misdirection. I have some face-up queens, some face-down queens. There's nothing special about these cards. I don't know if you can see here with this camera. These are just some queens, and I'm going to leave these face down here. These will kind of represent that basketball. And these face-up queens are going to represent those ball players. Now watch this. If I take one of these face-down queens and place them here and ask you how many face-down cards are, most people would say that there's only one. But most people fail to see, because of misdirection, that there's not just one. Look, in fact, there's four. Now I'm going to do this again. Look, let's take one of these face-up queens. And now you had some face-down ones here. And asking you again, how many face-down queens do you think there are? Most people at this point would be confused and wouldn't even know. Well, let me show you. There's actually no face-down queens. That's interesting, right? Let's do it again with one of these face-down queens. Put that there. You would think maybe there's one, but I'm here to tell you there's not one. There's actually, once again, four. Face-up queen. Now this can get old really quick, but again, this is an experiment in misdirection. Look, how many do you think there are? Once again, there's just these face-up queens, and you start wondering how many face-down queens are there? Well, right here you'd think there's two, but I'm telling you there's actually another one. And look, another one. You start wondering how many are there? Well, not many. See, but the thing that people fail to see, and here's again this misdirection that causes folks to miss the fact that while you're busy looking at face-up, face-down queens, look, you didn't probably see that there were jokers in there. And of course, jokers are wild. You place one on the queen, and that becomes a queen. So here's these are not the invisible gorilla in this trick. The invisible gorilla that most people fail to see is the fact that each one of these queens has a different color back. And if you were here, I would let you touch each and every one of these wildly colored cards. And that's the power of misdirection.